Hello, welcome to another lesson on using Alphacam Router 2015. Today's lesson I'm going to show you how to import a CAD file. In this case it's going to be a 3D STL CAD file and apply some toolpath into it. So first we want to go into our file directory, choose import or input CAD. Up will come up this dialog box where you can choose these different formats of CAD files. Today we're going to choose STL as an option. Select OK. I'm going to go to this is a directory where I have a lot of STL files, and click on this one today. Say open. And it's going to take a little while. Got a few other things going on this computer right now. Slowing it down. Wait, and there it is. Let's come to the window here as a mesh file, as you can see all the individual mesh. It's quite fine mesh on this. I want to see what the object looks like. Just click on that, and you can see it's this nature scene with the heron, some vegetation, fish. I'm going to go back to the mesh because it's a little easier to move it around and doesn't slow my computer down so much. First thing I like to do whenever I'm working with a mesh like that is to produce some geometry around it. So there is a 3D utility I use called the STL utilities called create enclosing rectangle. Select it, choose my file, choose that. As you can see now I've created a geometry around my object. And I'm also looking to make sure that my Z0, which shows up right here, is at the top. That's what I want to happen. Okay. Now I'm going to create a little border. Let's say I want to use this to machine in the middle of a board. I'm going to create a little border around here. So I'm going to choose my offset command, and I'm going to leave it at 20 millimeters. Create an offset of 20 millimeters around there. Leave it at geometry. I'm going to say OK. Select that object and select to the outside, and create a 20 millimeter border around the outside. And now I'm going to make that border my material. So if I go into my set material option, and ask me to choose my geometry, which I do. So right now it's telling me the Z depth on that file is 1.5613, a very deep file. So I'm going to change this to 6 millimeters. And make sure that's minus 6 millimeters. Say OK, so I've made my material a little thicker, so now I can use that for my simulation to see what it's going to look like. First thing I'll do is I'll choose my load of it. I'm going to choose my 3 millimeter. It's a very small file. I could actually choose the 16th. There, give me a little more detail on that file. Then I have to go over here and find my solid machining option. So, we're at 3 axes. I'm going to do finish machining only, and use boundaries. I'm going to use that as a boundary. That makes it keeps a little more control around the edge of my file. Say OK. Choose the boundaries it's saying. So I'm going to zoom in, make sure I chose that edge, finish. And now out comes this option. Make sure my safe rapid levels at 25 millimeters and 5 millimeters from rapid down. OK to this. And this is where I can determine how fine the cut is. Right now it's set at half the, at 1.55. That's actually the same width as the actual bit. So I'm going to set that at half of that. Divide by 2. Optimize so that it will machine on back and forth, so in both directions. It makes it a little bit faster. And I think that's good. Say OK. I'm going to select my solid. I click on that and say finish. And processing it over here. Take seconds. Now it's quick, all done, and you should be able to see my machine file going across there with my toolpath. And, I want to see what that looks like. Go to the simulation option, 3D simulation, and start the toolpathing. Now, depending on what else you have running, it runs a little bit slow. It's hard in the video card, so what I like to do is take my stock transparency and take that right down to 0. And it tends to run a little bit faster. I'm going to let that run for a little bit, pause the video, and then come back and show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, welcome back, and here we see the finished file. It doesn't always look that well on the screen here, but it turns out much nicer in reality. Could be a little smoother. I could change my machine settings, and maybe I'll go do that and run it again so you can see what the difference is. I'm going to pause the video and make those changes now. Okay, I changed the settings and increased it by half the toolpath overlap again, so I'm about 25% overlap. And as you can see, it's made a nice and smoother job on the file there. So you can, it just takes longer to machine. When you cut it in half, it takes twice as long to machine. So you can see the outcome on it, and there's my border out there. So I can set that up and machine that file. There you go. Have a good day.